Jamaican richness lies in our uniqueness, our creativity, our will to fight and overcome challenges. But for us Jafricans, the most heroic quality is our resourcefulness, driven by the desire for sustainability. This quality is embodied by these two persons up in the hills of St. Anne. Journey with us to Stush in the Bush. Let's go.
Continue for 6 kilometers. We're here.
I could actually, you most definitely can do that. That would actually be appreciated.
What's up, man?
Blessing up, my brother. How are you? Not too bad.
I'm trying to come back to this place up today.
I figured 6 o'clock. You guys will probably ride if you want.
76, call me in case you want to pick up.
Stush in the Bush is set in the hills of St. Anne. It provides stunning panoramic views of the surrounding countryside, offering a serene and rustic environment. It blends gourmet dining with organic farming, offering dishes made from products from their farm. On arrival, we're escorted to the main dining area where we're given or assigned seats. We're then served our welcome cocktails. Cheers!
So welcome to Stush in the Bush.
Thank you.
It's really lovely to have you guys here today. Sundays are typically our very, very hot day, but we had a very, very hot day on Friday where we had like 28 people. And so today is nice and light. It's like all couples also, which is also sort of sweet in a lot of ways. My name is Lisa, if you didn't catch that, yes, aka Stush. You met my husband, the barefoot Rasta, yes, Christopher. However, you're looking very stush today. I'm supposed to say he's Bush, yes, but you're looking very stush today. I would be that person that orders those things. I would be that person. This is just our way of saying welcome. I hope that you enjoyed your amuse-bouche. It is something that's very particular to us and very special. And amuse-bouche essentially is French for making your mouth happy. Yes? So hopefully your mouth is very happy right now. And so it's also a really great indication of the journey that you're going to be on today, which is a fully plant-based, scratch-made one, right? So it's actually the true definition of what it means to eat slowly. Yes? A lot of times people think slow food is like no cooking or no heat or something. I don't know what people think sometimes, but slow food is really all about the fact that you're not eating processed food, right? That means that you're not eating things that come out of a bag or come out of a can. It means that you're essentially eating everything that is made from scratch. So from the top of the day all the way down to the dessert and the sauces and all of those things that come with it, everything you see, everything you taste is made from scratch with lots of love and lots of affection and the right intention, which I think is also really important about food. I think we have a tendency to miss that. So we like to call ourselves locavores, and a locavore essentially is somebody who loves all things local. Yes? So for us, you won't find things that are not grown here on this table, right? You won't really find that. Not in its largest, in its largest. I mean, there's some things obviously that we don't make, that we do use because of high protein value or because of other, just because they're really wonderful for you, like extra virgin olive oil. But at the end of the day, the vegetable that we're using has to come from here, right? Or the things that we're using has to be a byproduct of something that we're actually making. So I'm going to direct your lovely attention over here to this wonderful meze table. So this is actually where we're needs a little bit of this and a little bit of that, right?
This part of the experience is called or plant-based Jamaican mazay. And guys, what a mazay basically is, it's a selection of small dishes served as appetizers. Now the one rule of Stush in the Bush is you have to try everything. And that's what Baba and I did. We tried every single meal that was on that table. Each one has its own unique flavor, its own unique texture, its own unique deliciousness, and we loved it. Okay, so this that we'll be taking next is called the eggplant acras, my favorite part. Now right here we have the pumpkin hummus, and then this ball thingy is called nyamas in ginger sauce. That was Baba's favorite thing.
African, this.
Oh my god, guys, the menu took us on a gustatory experience. It is a fusion of traditional Jamaican cuisine with a modern twist, often featuring plant-based and vegan options. Simply exquisite. In addition to the fusion of flavors, the customer service that we received, top notch. So the first part of our experience has ended, and now it's time for Bush himself to give us a tour of the property, showing us the local herbs that are here and also some trees and the general architecture of the property.
This one? Yeah, no, this one is mango. But, and the things hanging from it are not growing from the tree. Let me just, like, if you thought those were like strange fruits or something like that, no. They're decor. This one? No, not lignum vitae. Although the leaves of it kind of look like lignum vitae, don't they? Do you want to tell us about it? Come in.
I just know it's a ficus.
Okay.
But the ficus is usually small until it gets rooted, and then the tree just goes out of control. And you never plant a ficus anywhere near your house because it will find your pool, it will find your water tank, it will find your septic system, and crack it up. That much I know about. It's right.
You've just got some husband in trouble, right? Did you just plant a ficus next to the house?
Or different kinds of ficus. You should be clear on that.
Break it. It will stimulate the oils. And then you smell it and then tell me what you think it is. Palette is working overtime. So that tangerine or that citrine is the terpene. And Jamaica has one of the largest collection of indigenous medicinal plants, of which this is one of the most famous. So I'm going to give you a little piece, and I'll tell you that this plant, so when you get a herb in Jamaica, they say, I'm giving you this, and then they would say, what good for you?
This
What is it good for?
your back,
Or what
your
type
knee.
of ailment does it cure?
any little cough or cold.
Alright, so this gentleman look up and familiar. And it also is connected to the name of it as well. So that's the way it works.
Search me hard.
Here you go. Whatever the herb is, the name of it also constitutes what it's used for. So you have a herb named Fresh Cut. Pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah.
right? So if you got a fresh cut, you use fresh cut. You have one named Strong Back.
What's that for?
All right. So we're moving. We got a few of them going on, but I don't have any of those near. But these we do have near. This one now,
Leaf of life.
the leaf of life.
Oh, so it's good for everything.
It's good for life.
Life.
For life. So if you're running low on life,
It's good stuff. I'll take a
Vital source.
yeah.
And you
what
can
they
just
say-
chew this one up.
So I'm gonna talk about that before anybody else chew up that like this gentleman here. Let me tell you, don't chew it up. Not you specifically, but anybody else that is deciding that they want to do what this gentleman did. Example, but not totally what I wanted. But here's a leaf that fell, and here's it rooting.
Wow. That's awesome.
Right?
Cool.
But really, what it really will do is if you take this and just put it in a little planter pot, it will send up little plants
What?
all along the outside. Succulent. And you know succulents grow, propagate from the leaf. But we're going to go back to this one that the gentleman called,
Search my heart.
translated to search my heart. Right, if you don't speak Jamaican. Search my heart is search my heart or search me. And yeah, pretty much every see around you is or 7 of any one of these bushes. Steep a nice tea. We always encourage when you're making herbal preparations to steep rather than boil. Only time you want to boil is when you have something strong like a root, sarsaparilla, cheney root, coconut root, dandelion root. When you're dealing with a more hard-natured ginger, yes, I would boil ginger as well. But when you're dealing with leaves, first thing, 3, 5, or 7. So this is a dose thing, right? So if you're feeling this is a little bit cold, 3 leaf may be fine. If you're feeling like you got Montezuma's revenge, then you might want to increase the number of leaves because it's something very persistent and strong you're trying to fight off. Search Me Heart was commonly used for colds. And now that we know more about it, we realize that our ancestors were telling us that it's actually really good for your heart. And there has been some degree of research done on the plant itself, and it's proven that this plant is actually good at improving your heart function, strengthening your heart function. Apparently it's also anti-inflammatory or anti-inflammatic, so that is how it functions. It's kind of rough around the edge if you feel it's kind of waxy. So it's weird that when we actually had chikungunya, which was this really nasty mosquito-borne virus that if you were unfortunate enough to get that, it turned you basically into like a 90-year-old person within about half hour of getting bit by this mosquito. Your joints just things like if you had injured yourself when you were a teenager or a little baby, that injury comes like it's fresh again. You bucked your toe when you were 6 years old, it's like you just bucked your toe. So it was really nasty, and apparently it attacked your liver. And it was funny, a lot of herbal practitioners were recommending this because it helps to cleanse your liver as well. So I guess it could also be called Search Me Liver. Right? Last but not least, if you're in the bush and you run out of toilet paper,
Stay away.
no, this is very nice and fuzzy. It's like Charmin. Don't rub too hard. Not too hard on the rub. Okay.
Alright guys, we've come to the end of our farm tour. Now it's time for phase 2 of our dining experience.
That's where we're at. So now we're going to move into what we like to call gourmet greens. And the greens for us are always something super special. A lot of times when you guys have greens elsewhere, they're refrigerated. No? Yes. There's something very special about just picked greens. They're just picked, washed, and that's it, right? They have their own little vibe, and it's a mix of different types of greens. You have a little bit of arugula, you have some Forellenschluss, which is actually a romaine. It's also called freckles, right? And what else is in there? I think a little oak leaf as well. There are so many different varieties of greens, and what else? Fresh dill, yeah? So you have that kind of sitting in that. It's sitting on a beet puree, yeah?
The taste is good. It's really good. It has a tangy taste. You know, the tanginess of the beetroot, but it also is creamy. And then there's some, I think it's some kind of oil, the green thing, and it complements it very well. And then there's this white thing that I'm not sure what it is, but everything overall complements the salad really, really, really. How's it been so far?
Everything so far is good.
Good.
All the food. Excellent. Beautiful. Mama telling me to savor the food, but you know, I just eat as the food comes. But it's really good. Enjoying everything. Beautiful.
What's your favorite thing so far?
So far, it's I can't remember the name, but it's on
Describe it.
the stick with the bun.
Oh, nyam nyam.
Yum, yum. That's the favorite so far. Guys, you should definitely check it out. Beautiful spot. If you haven't been here before, come along.
White wine cream sauce that's made with a little cashew milk as well, and it also has cashew milk is one of the few milks out of all of the plant milks that actually coagulate very quickly with heat. So it's one of the few ones that will give you a really thick sauce. Fresh nutmeg and fresh mint. Yeah.
Alright guys, as you can see, it's nighttime and we've come to the end of our beautiful farm to table experience. Now the restaurant. We all go to restaurants and we all know what we desire in a restaurant. This restaurant emphasizes eco-friendly practices including organic farming, permaculture, and sustainable living. Not to mention the dining experience. It's personalized, often requiring reservations for small groups, creating a more intimate dining atmosphere. And guess what? For all the persons who loved what they saw and want to take home a piece of Stush in the Bush, they have artisanal products such as homemade jams, sauces, and skincare products, all crafted with natural ingredients from their farm. And the cherry on top of the cake. These are the cherry on top of the cake. The philosophy behind this restaurant, it connects deeply with mindfulness, wellness, and the respect for nature, blending food with holistic experience. No Jafricans, we all know say everybody love all that sound. The experience is a once in a lifetime experience that all Jafricans should go and experience. So like this video, share with a friend, especially people who have birthdays coming up, anniversaries coming up, any little celebrations, they give a little bit of special treatment and stuff. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, check it out.
I'm out.
Bang in,
Comment.
share.
You know it goes. Oh.
A pleasure to have them in the space today. Bye.
Yeah, straight bush. I want to say, finally we get to meet Jafrika TV. The king is the mouth and the queen is the eyes. And I saw you put the thing together. Rastafari set it, Jafrika bless it.
See you later.
See ya.